Listen, motherhood is freaking messy, business is completely wild, and somewhere between the school runs, the sleepless nights, good Lord help us all, and chasing our own dreams, we're all asking, where's the fucking village? I'm Andrea Augustinucci, brand strategist and mom of two amazing kids, and the creative force behind Brand Embodied Agency. This podcast is where we'll strip away the highlight reels of life, dive into the real conversations about motherhood, entrepreneurship, and the beautiful chaos in between. You'll hear raw stories, real strategies, and honest conversations with women who aren't afraid to tell you the actual truth about what it takes to raise babies and build empires, because I have a secret, it's possible to do both. Here, we're not just asking where's the village, we're rebuilding it. Let's fucking go. Hey mama, let's talk about gratitude and finding it in our everyday lives. If you're not familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza, he is one of my favorite speakers, mentors. I've attended multiple events of his. I follow his work, I do his work, and he always says that gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. And I could not freaking agree more. So, what I want to actually tell you about today is my experience with my son for Halloween. So, my son is going to be 7 years old at the end of November. He, for 2 years now, has been asking to be Venom. And if you're not familiar with who Venom is, it is the anti-hero in Marvel. He is a symbiote who is able to enter people's bodies and control them. It's freaking weird. And no, he's never seen any of the Venom movies or shows or nothing. What happened was my husband, who's a huge Marvel fan, purchased a ginormous Lego head, and a few years ago now, 2 years ago, built that Lego head with my son. And it is, well, he's working on Black Panther behind me. You can't see him right now. But anyway, ever since then, my son has been obsessed with Venom. And he's creepy. He's really freaking creepy. If you Google him, like he's got these nasty teeth and this long tongue that comes out. And he has been asking for 2 years to be Venom for Halloween. And the first year, I was like, no, like that's fucking creepy. We're not going to be Venom. And somehow I was able to steer him to be Spider-Man, which was adorable. And he loved it. And year two rolls around this year and he still wants to be Venom. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, sure. So we go on Amazon. He picks out his costume, of course, the creepiest freaking one. And to the point where I literally said to him, I said, Jacob, you cannot wear this mask in front of your 10-month-old sister. Okay. You're going to traumatize her. And he was so good about it. He's got the most incredible imagination and loves to play like as superheroes and dress up in the costumes. And we always keep our costume for at least 2 years. I usually get it a little bit bigger so he can continue to play with those. And he had played in the costume a couple of times before Halloween. And each time I was like, take off the mask, take off the mask. And he was like, whew, like it was no question. He understood completely. So for Halloween, of course, we want to get a photo of both our daughter and our son together. So my husband's like, Jacob, just sit against the door. We're at our front door. Sit against the door and put on your mask really quick. You know, we'll put Emmy next to you and you put on your mask really quick and we'll get the picture. So God bless him. He complies. And poor Emerson looks up at her brother and is like, what the fuck is this? Literally, like I have like a series of photos where it just gets worse. And she's like, looking up, it was my brother, it's not my brother. And then she just cries. And we 1,000% traumatized this child, winning Mother of the Year here for sure. And anyway, we had my mom come over so my husband and I could go trick-or-treating with my son, just the three of us. We were all looking forward to it all day long. Like truly, we woke up. Jacob was so excited. He's been talking about Halloween for like a month. And Dan and I were really excited, and all the things were coming together. My mom comes, we do dinner, getting everybody ready. We do this photo. We ruin Emmy for life. And we go to get her ready for bedtime. And my mom was going to get her down to sleep. Well, Emmy wasn't having it, most likely because we just traumatized her. And she's like, fuck everybody else. I want my dad. So Dan, my husband, ended up staying with her to get her down to sleep. And it probably took an hour to get this poor child down. In the meantime, Jacob and I are like waiting for Dan. Like 10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes goes by. And I'm like, oh my God, Jacob's like losing his shit. He's like, I want to go out now. We're missing everything. Everybody's already gone. Like he's freaking out. Right. So I'm like, okay, buddy, let's head out and daddy can catch up with us later. And Dan did say that. He's like, if you guys need to leave, just go. So that's exactly what we did. So we go out and it is the windiest night I have ever been outside in my entire life. I'm 38 years old. That's a lot of nights. And this is the windiest one I've ever experienced in my life. It was like 30 to 40-mile-per-hour gusts of wind. And I have my almost 7-year-old with me. I'm bundled up because it is freezing. And I love cold weather, by the way. So that wasn't the problem. It was that I almost lost my child a couple times due to the wind. So we venture out and we do a few of the houses. We have a beautiful neighborhood. We are so blessed to be where we are. And we walk up, this hill and then back down, right? And we're pretty much done at that point. So we are at the top of the hill where we live. And it's just me and him. There's nobody else around at this point. It was getting kind of late. It was really dark. And like I said, it was windy AF. And he looks up into the sky and there are some stars. It's kind of like the clouds are moving pretty quickly. It wasn't total cloud coverage, so you could see through to the night sky. It was almost a full moon. And he's just like, Mommy, I love being out at night like this. It is beautiful out right now. And his heart is just bursting open. Okay. Now, mind you, we're in like this tunnel getting swept away. My hair is a fucking disaster. I didn't even care. I was like, this is what it is. And this boy just takes his moment to be like, holy shit, I love my life right now. At least that's how I interpreted it. He didn't say that. Although it wouldn't be the first time that he swore if he did. I told you, mom of the year, right? And it just really helped me to pause and say, God, there's so much about this night. I could have said, well, this went wrong and this went wrong. And they showed up and we didn't even get to go out as a family and of the things. But instead, I just got to see how grateful my son was to have time with me one-on-one, to be out late at night because we run a tight ship and that boy is not out late, let me tell you. To experience the night sky, to experience the stars, to experience the wind. Like there was so much to be grateful for. And my son has food allergies and truly cannot eat any of the Halloween candy we get. We do the Switch Witch every year. If you've not heard of this and you have a child with food allergies, I highly suggest this. So if you haven't heard of the Switch Witch before, I would highly suggest contacting her and letting her know that you have a child who needs to switch out the candy that they get from Halloween. And what she does, she'll come while the child is sleeping and switch out the candy for candy they can eat and take the candy they can't eat. And sometimes she'll leave it behind, but sometimes she'll take it with her and, give it away to other children as well. So we do the Switch Witch. And so this boy is like running his ass off, trying to get as much candy as possible, knowing full well he can't eat any of it. And also, like, just being in the moment and having so much gratitude for the evening. Now, my favorite part of the entire night, we come to this house, and every year it is known for giving away a potato. And you get to choose as the kid a potato or candy. And my son decided this year it was his turn for the potato. So I'm going to show you that clip now and just listen to the excitement in his voice. I can't even tell you how many times I have listened and watched this video as a reminder of where gratitude truly comes from and how to express ourselves when we are feeling grateful. So this was actually sent to me by the neighbor who we got the potato from, and it just warms my heart. So take a look at this.
Thank you. Thank you. I got a potato. I'm known as the potato guy. Potato. I got a potato.
Okay, like if this child wasn't more excited about a freaking potato than anything else the entire night, he carried that. It was huge. It was huge. He carried that potato with him the entire night. Like, I was like, buddy, you want me to carry your potato? No, I got it. Okay, do you want me to carry your candy? Sure. Hands me over his bag. I'm like, okay, what about the potato? Like, he's like throwing it around, having fun. He's like, I want to eat this potato when we get home. I'm like, okay, it's late tonight. We can eat it tomorrow. You get to choose however you want to eat it. Do you want it mashed, baked, fries? Do you want chips? How do you want to eat the potato? Like, we're having this whole conversation. And he is just so excited over a flippin' potato. And I'm just so grateful for the experience we had on Halloween. Would I have liked it to go maybe a little different? Sure. Did I have this idea in my mind of what I wanted the night to be? Absolutely. And because it didn't go as planned, it gave me the opportunity to see gratitude through the lens of my almost 7-year-old. And I'm so incredibly grateful for the experience we had on Halloween. It's a night that I truly will never forget. So, as a reminder, if you are at a point in your life where you're feeling like, I don't know what's going on, shit's hitting the fan everywhere, tap into gratefulness, because chances are that could be the one thing that makes the change for you on a cellular, soulful level that will help to change everything and set you on a new trajectory. It's easy to sit in the shit, and it can be just as easy to tap into gratitude. So today, that is my invitation for you. Tap into gratitude. Where in your life can you find gratitude in abundance, even when things aren't going the way you planned? You guys, tune in for the next episode, and I'll see you then. You've been listening to Where's the Fucking Village, the podcast for moms raising babies and building empires. You were never meant to do this alone.